Yes, so the other day I was showing you about API providers in the system, and so it's like seems like after a few days they like SAP on their own they will just delete the integration suite because this integrations with subscription it got deleted in my trial account, so I have added it again. And because like it got deleted, so now like everything is like it got deleted also. But it's fine. During our hands-on exercises we will create everything again, so that's not a problem. Okay, so SAP's integration strategy, and in one of the previous sessions we saw one diagram where we saw that SAP BTP, Business Technology Platform, it is at the first level, at the very basic level, and on top of it we have other processes in the organization. So in this diagram also it's the same thing which is defined. SAP Business Technology Platform, it's at core of the organization, because whatever resources which are available in BTP, they are then used by the organizations in running their processes. And in BTP, like in this blue uh, patch, like you will see there are five more options, five more pillars of BTP: app development, automation, integration, data analytics, and AI. So all the technologies and resources which are in this categories: app development, automation, integration, data analytics, and AI, they all are available in BTP, right? And then the organizations they can make use of these technologies, they can make use of this platform for their business processes. So technology is at the first level. After that, we have solution areas. Solution areas means like human capital management, customer relationship management, and sales or marketing. Any business process which are there in the organization, it falls under this. And on top of that, we have another. On top of solution areas, we have business processes, and all these three layers they are then classified into four parts, like predefined integrations, open integrations, holistic integration, and AI driven integration. So we will see in details what all these integration types mean. But just to summarize, like we will like there is no like relation for this diagram with the work which you will do in API or CPI. But again, this is just for the information purpose. Like the business technology platform is at the core, and BTP has five categories, five pillars, which we will see in the next slide. And on top of BTP, we have solution areas like human capital management, which are like the business processes of the organization. And on top of that, we have business processes. Okay. So these were the four integrations types which we saw in the previous slide. Now let's see what it means. So first is predefined integrations. So as the name suggests, predefined integration means there are some integrations which are already built by SAP, because there are certain integrations which are like very generic. Like maybe the source system and the target systems are very popular, and there is always a demand of integration for these two systems. So what SAP does is they create an integration, right? And they provide that integration as a package to the customers. So that the customers they don't have to build those integrations from scratch. they can simply configure the parameters and use that integration. So let me show you a few examples of predefined integrations. In the integration suite, if we go to Discover tab and click on integrations, then we see that there are some 603 packages. When we go to Discover tab, then what we see over here, these are called as packages. And in all these packages, if we let's say click on any package, then inside we will see four tabs. One is the overview tab. This is just like a description of
Sorry,
what,
Abhishek.
yeah,
We can see only the slide of PPT.
okay. Let me share it again. Are you able to see the screen?
Yes, Abhishek.
Okay. Yeah, so in the integration suite, I was on this Discover tab. I was trying to show you the predefined integrations. In the Discover tab, if we will get two options, integrations and APIs. In the integrations, we see there are 603 packages. So when we come to this Discover tab, all we see is these are all the packages, standard packages provided by SAP. And it says what is the version number, who is the vendor. Vendor means who has created this integration and the package, and when it was published. So if we click on any package, then we will see four tabs here. One is the overview tab, artifacts, documents, and tags. In the overview tab, we will see some basic description of this package, like what is this integration about, right? This is again an optional thing. When we create a package or an integration, then this description is optional, but as a best practice, we should give some description to our package. And it will also create one package ID and who has created the package, when it was created. All this information will be under overview tab. Then in the artifacts tab, we will see the actual integrations. This is the integration flow. So this is the integration. And then this is a value mapping, and this is script collection. So we will come to it later. But any integration or any object, everything will come under artifacts tab. So these three are artifacts. Then in the documents tab, if let's say okay, these are the standard integrations, but whenever you are creating an integration, then usually we prepare a functional specification, a technical specification, like that. So there is an option that in the documents tab we can upload those documents here if we want to. Again, it's an optional thing, not mandatory, but we have an option to upload it here. And then we can just add some tags to this package so that it is easy for someone to search the package. But this tags, it's like meaningful only in case of standard integrations, because there are like 600 integrations. If we want to search in a particular integration, then with the help of tags, if we have set the correct tag, then we can easily search it. Now, because it's a predefined integration, which means it's already created by SAP, and there is no need to build this integration, we just need to configure. So how we can configure is, we can just click on this copy, and what it will do is it says package copied, which means this standard package, it has been copied to our account. So to check this package, we go to design tab and integration and APIs. And now we see that there is one package which we copied, and who, when was just created, by whom it was created, everything will come here. And if I click on this package, then again I will see all the details here. And from the actions tab, there is an option configure. I can click on configure, and then I can configure the parameters of this integration. So when we start doing CPI exercises, then we will see like how we can configure and what like metadata is download, deploy, what all these things means. So all that we will see during our exercise. But I just wanted to show you what is meant by predefined integrations and where you can find predefined integrations. Okay, so predefined integrations, you know now, and now there is something called as open integration. So let's say that there is some scenario, any target system which is not a part of the standard integration. Right, so like there is an option, if like, so whenever we want to create an integration, as a best practice we should first look in this discover tab if that integration is already created by SAP, so we can directly use it. If it is not there in the discover tab, then we have to create that integration from the scratch. And when we create the integration from scratch, then there are certain adapters. Using the adapters, we can connect to the systems. Right now, there are a lot of adapters which are provided by SAP CPI. However, in like some rare cases, the integration which we are trying to create, that adapter is not present, which is not provided by SAP. So in that case, SAP provides you an option to create an open adapter. And that kind of integration is called as open integration, because the adapter, it was like the standard adapter was not present in the SAP. So we have created an adapter on our own to build the integration. But as I said, it's like extremely rare scenario that the adapter will not be present in SAP and we have to create the adapter. But still, if in case the adapter is not there, then SAP still provide that functionality to create the adapter. Holistic integration means SAP provides a holistic integration technology portfolio that covers most flavors of integration required in cloud and hybrid landscapes. So it means like in CPI, there are a lot of shapes, functionalities which are available, which will cover almost all the scenarios, all the possible scenarios as of today. And again, as I mentioned, like if still in case there is any functionality which we are not able to implement using their standard shapes, then SAP also provides an option of writing scripts like Groovy scripts, JavaScript. So these two scripts we can use and write that, implement that functionality if we are not able to achieve that functionality using the standard shapes. So maybe I can just show you what I mean by these shapes so that you can relate it. So when I click on the integration, it will take me to this page which is the actual integration flow. And if I click on edit, it gives me this message. If you edit the artifact, it will not receive any further updates. Would you like to proceed? So what it means is, because it was a standard integration, we copied it, right? So what SAP does is, let's say SAP has created a standard integration, and after 4 months, 5 months, they feel like they want to add some functionality to that standard integration. So they will add the functionality, and then they will send that update in the integration as an upgrade. So automatically that upgrade will be applied to our integration. We don't have to do it manually or anything. But if I edit it, then it says if we edit it, then it will not receive any further updates. So which means, like, if I have already edited this standard integration, then those standard upgrades which are provided by SAP, they will not be applied to this integration. So for now, I will just say yes, okay. And I was wanted to show you about the standard shapes which are available. So on this integration flow screen, on the top row, you will see some icons here. And if you start clicking on it, then you will see like some more options: receiver, sender. This is process exception, process integration, local integration. These are events. Then this shape is related to mapping. This shape is related to all the transformation shapes like content modifier, converter, encoder, decoder, filter. Then this icon is related to all the shapes which are related to routing based on condition. So right now I'm just showing you all the standard shapes, but when we are doing this hands-on exercises on CPI, then we will see what each shape, in which scenario, which shape we have to use. So basically, like, if there is any functionality which we are not able to implement using all these standard shapes, then we have an option of writing the script using Groovy or Java. And we can just search, like there is a search bar also. All the shapes which are here in these icons, we can search them by typing it here also. And if I type script, then it will give me two options, Groovy and JavaScript. And so I can create that script in my integration. And this is the adapter which I was telling in the open integration. So what this integration is doing, this is the integration flow, and it is sending the data to some system by using OData adapter. So let's see what all adapters are available. So as of now, these are all the adapters which are already present in SAP CPI. AMQP, Ariba, AS2, S4, Azure, Facebook, FTP, OData, HTTP, and most commonly adapters which are used is like SuccessFactors, SOAP, SFTP, HTTP, right? But as you can see, there are so many adapters, so it supports connection with Facebook, Twitter, Workday, Microsoft, Azure storage. This is also again a Microsoft product. So it has a big range of adapters which are already available. So most of the integration scenarios we should be able to use one of these adapters and create the integration. And then we have AI driven integration, which means that again, in the BTP cockpit, in the business technology platform, there are certain technologies which are related to AI and machine learning. So organizations, if needed, they can use those technologies in their platform, in their business processes. And when it comes to CPI, then like I did mention, like integration ISA, integration solution advisory in one of the previous classes, that it provides a predefined set of templates which we can directly use. So this is also a part of AI driven integration. We can use that ISA integration advisor capability, and automatically then CPI will start giving us suggestions like based on the template. Okay. Now the next important thing is, I showed you like in the previous diagram that the BTP, it has five pillars basically: app development, automation, integration, data analytics, and AI. So we will just see in what is covered in all these five pillars. In the app development, when we say app development, then it means that SAP supports this low code, no code experience. Like maybe, uh, like you might be hearing this terminology a lot: low code, no code. So which means that these days, the cloud technologies, the platforms, they are removing the dependency of writing the coding. Earlier, what used to happen is anything, any application which we want to develop, then we were supposed to write a lot of code, like it's any language, whether it's Java, C++, ABAP. As the developer, everything we were supposed to write in the code to develop the application. But now, since things are moving in the cloud, so what the cloud providers are doing, they auto generate the code in the backend. So on the UI, what we just have to do, we just have to drag and drop the shapes, and in the backend, the code will auto generate. So this is what it means by low code, no code experience, that there is now very less dependency on writing actual integration code. And then there are other features also like pro code tooling, digital experience, DevOps. Uh, then in the automation, there is like workflow management, process automations. So like as the name suggests, they business technology platform, they automate the process. For example, in an organization, there are some workflows which are implemented, like let's say you have applied for a leave, then it goes to an approver, to your manager for approving that leave. So there is a workflow, right, which triggers this automation. Then integration, this is also another pillar of BTP, and during our course we are mostly concerned about this integration pillar. And in the integration pillar, we have, as I mentioned, we have APIs, API management, then we have CPI, then we have data integration, event based integration. So we will see like what is meant by process integration and event based integration. Then we have data analytics, which is related to mostly directly databases, data management. If we want to connect to a database directly, then all those features, they falls under data and analytics. And then we have AI based technologies, in which we have AI models, machine learning operations, right? But for this course, we will mostly focus on the topics which are covered under integration. But again, from the certification point of view, like it's important that you know what all pillars are there for BTP. So it's these five pillars. Then again is the another diagram which depicts almost the same thing which I covered. Like we will have some SAP cloud provider, right? And on top of it, we have all these cloud integration, API management. Like this is our BTP, business technology platform. And in that we have all these things which we have just seen, like cloud integration, open connectors, integration advisor, event mesh, API management, API business hub, and all this business technology platform. They are, for them, these are all the maybe the source system, SuccessFactors, Fieldglass, Concur. These are all cloud systems again. And on the right hand side, these are all third party systems which we can integrate by using the business technology platform. So Twitter, Facebook, AWS, SharePoint, OneDrive, Salesforce, all these third party applications, they can be connected by using business technology platform. Now, when we were setting up our integration suite, we added some capabilities, right? We added two capabilities. Now, there are two types of capabilities. One is the core capabilities, and one is the add on capabilities. So, there are six core capabilities, and let's see them. What is meant by core capabilities? So core capabilities are like whenever we have started using integration suite, then there are certain capabilities which are just provided to all the users. It is up to the individual developer if their integration scenario wants to use a particular capability. Like we will be creating APIs and cloud integrations, right, in CPI. So that's why we added two capabilities. One was cloud integration and the other was manage APIs. But there are some other capabilities also which are provided by SAP. And then we have some add-on capabilities like master data integration, event mesh, data intelligence, connectivity, SAP graph, alert notification, cloud transport management, and Internet of Things. So all these capabilities, add-on capabilities, are like if you like maybe like if like the scenario is complex, the business scenario is complex, and if you are using analytics, so then we can use, let's say, SAP graph. So what SAP graph will do, based on the data in your organization, it will create like a graph so that it is easy for the users in your organization to analyze, right? So Internet of Things, again, it is like you must have heard these terminologies a lot often these days. Internet of Things, machine learning, that we can control the things by just using the internet. So all these capabilities are provided by the business technology platform, but these are add-on capabilities, right? And add-on capabilities means that they are not provided by default. We have to add them. So the core capabilities, they are added by default by SAP, but the add-on capabilities we have to add if we actually need them. Otherwise, there is no need to add them. Okay, then explore API management. So let me reshare the screen. So if I go to the home page, home tab of integration suite, then there is a recent tab. So recently, if there is anything which you have visited, like any integration or any API, then all that can it will start appearing here basically in the recent tab, so that you can quickly navigate to that particular object. There is no need first to go to the integrations tab and then from the entire list you will search your object. So instead of uh, doing that, we can refer to this recent tab. Then there is a monitoring tab, which we will come, like right now there is nothing in our like account, so everything is zero right now. But if there are any integrations or APIs which are there and running, then they will start appearing here in the monitoring section. And then we have capabilities, which I was talking about. So we added manage APIs and build integration scenarios. And if I click on manage capabilities, so we added cloud integration and API management and integration assessment also. But if I want to add more capabilities, then these are the other capabilities. These are all the core capabilities which are provided in this, in the integration suite. So I will not go in the details like what is trading partners, interfaces and mappings, non-SAP connectivity, because again, as I said, these are like out of scope, because not everything which is there in integration suite that needs to be used. Obviously, SAP will provide all the options, because for some organizations they might just want to use CPI. They will not use APIs, so there is no need to add this manage API capability. Maybe some organization wants they just want to create APIs and not integration, so they will just use manage APIs and not integration scenarios. So depending on the usage, we will add the capabilities. And then we have a resources tab where you can see, like you can reach out to the SAP community, learning journeys, some documentation, and what are the new features in SAP integration suite. All that you can refer from this resources tab. Any doubts or any questions so far?
For me, no, Abhishek.
Okay. Okay, so then we will maybe just stop here, and next topic we will start from tomorrow. Yeah, like today's session was like mostly theoretical, like as I mentioned yesterday, and so I hope it was not much boring. But then, yeah, like it's important to cover the topics if you are planning to do a certification, because if you are certified in integration suite, then even if like you don't have any work experience, but if you are certified, then like it gives you a like a big benefit if you are trying to apply like for a new job, or maybe if you are trying to start working in CPI. And if you are a fresher and if you are not certified, then like you have to go through like like a lot of interviews, or maybe you might have to go through some interviews, extra interviews. But if you are already certified, then it proves that you already have some basic knowledge of CPI, and which you can directly use in the project. So that's an additional advantage of doing this certification. So in your organizations, like if it's possible, and if like a lot of organizations, they provide the access to like provide the license, they will bear the cost of certification. So if you also get an option, then it's like really good.